This is a Battlefield 6 CPU stress test, and this is my 9950 X3D paired with my RTX 5090. On the left side, we have the normal AMD core parking process that relies on the Windows Scheduler and Xbox Game Bar. And the right side is using Process Lasso. And as you can see, once you tune the system using Process Lasso, you see a nice boost to your FPS. The best part is that this will work on all games, even at 4K. And in today's video, I will show you how to do this. This is Z-Rock on Tech, and if you find value here, don't forget to like and subscribe. In my previous video, I talked about the issue with core parking when it comes to Battlefield 6 on certain AMD CPUs. Now, I did provide a solution for that problem in my previous video, and while that solution did work for me and a few other people who saw the video, unfortunately, it did not work for everybody. So it does seem that when it comes to core parking, your mileage may vary, and I don't know about you, but for me, that is not good enough, so I decided to look for a better solution. Many people in my comments suggested Process Lasso, so I did decide to look into that. One person known as Frank went back and forth with me many times and ultimately was able to help me get on the right track. So a massive shout out and thank you to Frank for all the time and support on this topic. Thank you very much. Now, unfortunately, when I decided to use Process Lasso, my journey became quite painful and longer than I expected it to be. I expected a quick Google search would get me up and running in no time, but it became painfully obvious that everyone has their own idea of how you're supposed to use a software, and I tried pretty much every idea I read, and what I came to realize is that some ideas work for some games while other ideas work for other games, but there isn't really a documented foolproof solution that will work for every game in your Steam library. Well, at least not until now. That is what this video is. If you have one of these AMD CPUs, they do use core parking. In today's video, I will show you how to use Process Lasso to completely eliminate the need for core parking. After today's video, you will no longer need to rely on the Windows Game Mode or the Xbox Game Bar or Ryzen Master in order to monitor your cores and make sure that they are parking properly. It will simply just work. All you need is Process Lasso. And finally, my favorite part is the fact that more than likely you will see a noticeable performance increase across the board. I ran multiple benchmarks across multiple games, and I will show you those results later in today's video. But in short, there is a noticeable performance increase in each and every game that I tested, both at 1080p and yes, even at 4K. With that being said, there are a couple of notable downsides here. And the biggest downside is the fact that what I'm about to show you is a manual fix that you will have to do for each and every game you own or want to apply this trick to. After that, though, you're done and you will never have to go back and modify those games again. And before you rush to the comments and tell me, no, you don't have to do that, just apply it to the game launcher like Steam or Epic Game Launcher and then the games will inherit those permissions, blah, blah, blah. Been there, done that. It does not work for every game in your Steam library. If you don't believe me, go download multiple different games that have anti-cheats built in like Assassin's Creed Mirage and Farcry 6 and Battlefield 6 and see if there is a single rule that you can apply at the launcher level that will work for all those games. I'll tell you right now, it doesn't work. It prevents the games from launching. The main issue here is the fact that certain anti-cheats check to see if all cores are available for the game. And if all cores are not available, let's say because you restricted the game to only run on certain cores, like your cache cores, for example, then certain anti-cheats will register that as an invalid launch and it will not allow you to fully launch the game. This happened multiple times to me, both in Assassin's Creed Mirage and Far Cry 6. So I needed to find a foolproof solution that will work for everybody with all their games in their Steam library, and that is what I'm about to show you. Anyway, finally, without any further ado, this is how you implement Process Lasso properly to work with all of your games, and here are the benchmarks proving that there is a noticeable performance increase, and then we'll share some final thoughts and we'll get out of here. And now let's talk about how you set up Process Lasso. In Windows, disable Game Mode. Also, disable Game Bar. Next, go download Process Lasso. It's completely free, and I will have a link down below in the video description. After that, go to your BIOS and make sure you're not using Game Mode or anything like that would automatically make your cores to park in any way. Also, make sure you disable global C1 states. Also, make sure you go to CPPC dynamic preferred cores and set that to frequency. Save your changes and exit and go back into Windows. Open Process Lasso, go to Options, CPU Affinities. This is where the magic happens. Okay, now I'm gonna slow things down a little bit. It might get a little bit boring, but this is very technical and I really need to take my time to explain it. You really need to pay attention to this if you're planning to use this method. Again, the whole point of all of this is so that we don't have to rely on AMD core parking and so that we can see a performance increase in our games. And I have benchmarks coming up soon to prove what I'm about to say. This is where all the magic happens. There are multiple different ways of attacking this problem. The easiest thing to do is to simply go to process match and type in steam.exe, go to CPU affinity, set that to 1-15, and then hit add rule. And now by default, Steam will say, hey, I'm going to run on CPU affinity 1-15, and any game that I launch, I will pass this rule down, and those games will inherit that rule, and then those games will run on CPU affinity 1-15. Okay, cool, but what does that mean? Well, that means that your games will run on your cache cores. It is 1-15, not 0 through 15. And the reason why is because 0 is on a core, or it is CPU 0. Basically, even though that is a cache thread or a cache core, Windows will override Process Lasso and still try to use that for other processes. So unfortunately, the safest thing to do is to simply use 1-15. Don't worry, you're still going to see a performance increase here. So that's why we're using 1-15 instead of 0 through 15. And now, unfortunately, steam.exe, that rule that we just created, will not work for all games out there. I'm not sure if it's only specific to Ubisoft titles, but those are the games that are most impacted right now. So for me, if I use this steam.exe rule, most of my games will work totally fine. They will launch properly and they will use CPU affinity 1-15, and I will have extra gaming performance. However, my Ubisoft titles like Assassin's Creed Mirage and Far Cry 6 do not launch. They will not work. And the reason why is because those games have an anti-cheat that require all cores and threads to be available at the time of launch. If all cores and threads are not available, then the game will simply not launch. Steam attempts to launch it and then it just circles back around and you now see the play button once again. And so unfortunately, there's just not a clean way around that really. If you use the steam.exe rule, which is what most people recommend online, you do need to be aware that some games simply will not work. But in my case, I want all of my games to work at any given point in time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the steam.exe rule. And now I'm going to do the thing that nobody wants to do, and that is manually create a rule for every game in my library or every game that I want to run. And so what that looks like is basically saying, hey, I know Far Cry 6 and Assassin's Creed Mirage both need all cores and threads available at launch. And so for those games, I will simply use the same rule, except I will add a 30-second delay in this box called delay. And what that means is that the game will launch with all cores and threads for the first 30 seconds. And that way the anti-cheat process can do all the checks and balances and approve the game, blah, blah, blah. And then after 30 seconds, Process Lasso will kick in and override the CPU affinity and set it to 1-15. So that is the way around that. But now, unfortunately, I have to go through for all of my other games and simply tell all of those games to also run on 1-15 for the CPU affinity. But the good news is I don't have to set up a delay for all the other games. You could set up a delay, but it's not necessary. But what is necessary is to check this box right here, more strictly enforce default affinities. Also, make sure you go up to options and make sure force mode is checked. This will make sure that if an anti-cheat is not allowing Process Lasso to make any changes, Process Lasso will keep fighting back until it can get the rule to be applied. And now when it comes to setting up the rules for the other games, mostly you're just going to set the rule on the game's executable file. For example, Far Cry 6.exe, AC Mirage.exe, but there are some exceptions to this rule. And so for Battlefield 6, you would need to apply the rule to the bf6.exe file, as well as the EA anti-cheat service launcher.exe as well, in order for this to properly take effect. However, for Call of Duty, you only need to apply it to the COD.exe file. And after you set up all of your rules for all of your games, make sure you go through and start testing all of your games. For example, launch Battlefield 6, open Process Lasso, go to the Active Processes tab, and make sure you see the bf6.exe file using CPU affinity 1-15. And once you confirm that, then you know everything's working as it should. And now basically that's it in a nutshell. That's how you do it. But there is technically a third option if you have the paid version of Process Lasso. And what that would look like like is basically this. You would set up the steam.exe rule, and now for the majority of your games, this would work by default right away with no issues at all. And then for Assassin's Creed Mirage and Far Cry 6, you could just simply override those rules and make those default to their standard 0 through 31. Now, these particular games will still launch and work totally fine. You just won't have the added performance benefit unless you do have the paid version of Process Lasso, which has something called a Watchdog rule. That is a secondary set of rules where it can monitor these rules, and once the game launches on these threads and gets past the anti-cheat checks and balances, the secondary rule can kick in and override this and then make it 1-15. But again, that is part of the pro version of Process Lasso, which does cost money. But anyway, again, the main point of all of this is to get away from core parking and to get extra performance. So were we able to accomplish that? Well, let's take a look at the benchmarks. And now let's go back to that CPU stress test in Battlefield 6. And so once again, you can see that with the Process Lasso settings on the right-hand side, we do have a noticeable performance increase across the board in every category, especially in the 0.1% lows. We're seeing more than a 13% performance increase here. That is quite substantial for something that literally doesn't cost you anything than a few minutes of tweaking and configuring using a free program like Process Lasso. Furthermore, it is worth noting that this is a CPU stress test, so it is designed to be the worst case scenario. Next up is Cyberpunk 2077 running at 1080p on the low preset. And again, as you can see across the board in every category, we do have a performance increase. I'll admit it's not as big of a performance increase on the 0.1% lows here. However, if you look at the 1% lows, that is more than a 15% performance increase. That is quite noticeable, and that is definitely something you can feel and experience when playing the game. Your dips will not be as great, therefore leading to a much more smooth gameplay experience. And of course, the other categories also saw an improvement as well. And whether if it's a small improvement or a big improvement, you're still talking about free performance. So this further proves that it's not just a Battlefield 6 issue here, or that there's performance gains only in Battlefield 6. This does translate to other titles as well, like Cyberpunk 2077. Next up is Far Cry 6, 1080p, low preset. And again, as you can see, for the most part across the board, we do have a noticeable performance increase. However, we do have one exception, and that is the 0.1% lows. Unfortunately, we did see a regression there. You're talking a negative 1.13%. However, some people may claim this falls within margin of error, so probably something you're not really going to notice, but I would say that the trade-off is still worth it because we have more than a 5% increase on the 1% lows and more than a 4% increase in the averages. But to be fair, Far Cry 6 runs well pretty much no matter what the settings are here. But nonetheless, it is a title that proves that there are free performance gains to be had if you're willing to put in the work. Next up is Assassin's Creed Mirage, 1080p on the low preset. And again, we have a performance increase in every category, including the 1% lows and the 0.1% lows and the average frame rate. And yes, the average frame rate overall really didn't go up that much. That is definitely margin of error there. That is less than a 1% increase. But the biggest gain here is definitely the 1% lows and the 0.1% lows. And overall, this definitely leads to a much more noticeably smooth gameplay experience. And finally, I decided to run an actual multiplayer match at native 4K in Battlefield 6 on the low preset, which is exactly how I play the game. All of these performance gains are nice, but they don't really matter if they don't translate anywhere outside of 1080p. Well, thankfully they do, because at native 4K on the low preset, we have noticeable performance increases in every category, and the 0.1% lows here are actually over 14%. That is definitely noticeable, and the 1% lows are coming in over 8%. So overall here, this is definitely something that translates to an actual in-game multiplayer experience and not just a CPU stress test and not just a built-in game benchmark like for Far Cry 6 or Assassin's Creed Mirage, for example. This is actually translating all the way up to native 4K in real multiplayer matches. So this is definitely something I would encourage everybody to look into if you want the best gameplay experience possible out of your AMD Ryzen CPU. All right, so here are my final thoughts on the whole situation. So first and foremost, I don't claim to be an expert on Process Lasso. Process Lasso is obviously a very robust application that can do many different things. I feel like I'm only scratching the surface, but I did learn a lot from this, so I am grateful for that. But yeah, I'm definitely not an expert, so definitely feel free to share tips and tricks with me down below in the comment section. Next up, I fully understand that some people have already made the complaint on my previous video, you know, that supposedly this is a bad AMD architecture, it's a bad AMD design. Why would AMD ever build something that has the penalty of using core parking and relying on the Windows scheduler? And to that, what I would say is this: you know, if I just wanted a straightforward, headache-free gaming experience, I could easily just buy the 9800 X3D like so many other people have done, and that's totally a good, viable option. As a content creator and for the first time in my career, I definitely wanted to try out more cores and threads, so I went all the way up with the 9950 X3D. I also did some research prior to that, and everything that I saw said that core parking was officially working now and definitely fixed. And in my experience, that was the case all the way up to Battlefield 6. I purchased the 9950 X3D. I followed the official set of guidelines for setting up core parking, and it just worked totally fine with no issues all the way up to Battlefield 6. And so all of this started to change for me when Battlefield 6 came out and core parking did not work. So then I found that registry edit solution that I shared in my previous video, which then brought all these other new people to me talking about Process Lasso. And honestly, after I saw so many comments saying the same thing over and over, Process Lasso, I figured I had to check it out. And the thing that really stood out to me was what Frank said. Frank told me that I could gain more FPS by using Process Lasso. Honestly, I did not believe that, and so I sat out to test it and see if that was a true statement. Once I discovered that yes, it is in fact a true statement, I became obsessed with figuring out how I could use Process Lasso on all of my games. And unfortunately, this was the only foolproof solution I came up with. It does suck that I have to configure each game individually, but that's the only way that I have full control without Windows interfering or any type of anti-cheat interfering and messing something up. To be perfectly clear, I'm not using Process Lasso to fix core parking. Core parking was working fine all the way up to Battlefield 6, and then I eventually found a registry tweak for that, got that working, so then I could go on about my business. I'm using Process Lasso to replace core parking and to also replace the need of the Windows scheduler, Xbox game bar, and Windows game mode. And then in addition to all of that, I'm gaining extra performance. So once I discovered all this, for me, it was a no-brainer situation. So with all that being said, AMD also has new CPUs coming up with the 9850 X3D and the 9950 X3D 2. Supposedly that's what they're going to be called. And of course, with the 9950 X3D 2, both CCDs will now have 3D V-cache. So I don't know what that means for core parking and how that may or may not impact it or change it, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, with all that being said, I hope you found value here in the video, and if you did, please do me a favor, hit that like button because it goes a long way in helping me out. If you're new, get subscribed, drop a comment down below, let's talk about it, and until next time, E-Rock out.